Hi, welcome to the Idea Factory. I'm Ed Sobey, and this show is all about helping you invent things. Today, we're going to look at those devices you use when you go back to school. Book bags, for example. Also, calculators and computers. Boy, I'm glad they can't fly. Do you remember our friends Dim and Glow? Let's see how they're doing.
Did you have a nice summer, Dim?
It was great. I shined all summer long.
That's nice, Dim.
But I'm not ready to go back to school.
What school will you be attending?
I really want to go to Thomas Edison High, because he's my hero.
We have a group of students today from Riverdale Elementary and Riverdale High School. They've all been members of Odyssey of the Mind teams that have gone to World. Welcome to the Idea Factory.
Thanks for having us, Ed.
Well, I'm glad you all could come. You've been working on Mr. Pendulum, our Nobot.
Yes.
Do you think you have him working?
I think so.
Let's give it a try. You're turning the lever on, the arm comes up, it looks good, and he turned himself off. I don't think Mr. Pendulum is quite ready. But even if he won't work, we do have some neat things over here that do work. Let's take a look at these. What neat stuff do you have here? Book bags. Lots of different book bags. Do you have some favorites?
This is my favorite.
You like that color, huh? That's pretty neat. What elements are common to all the book bags? What things do you find in all of them?
Zippers.
Pockets, buckle closures.
Okay, so somebody said zippers. So,
Which you don't find in all of them. 'Cause
you don't?
not in that one.
Okay, you don't find it in all of them, but lots of them have zippers, and there are other closures somebody mentioned. So how many different ways to close a book bag do we have? Zippers is one.
So that magnetized.
A
Buckles.
magnetized button.
Buttons.
Okay. Buckles, what else?
Little snaps.
Okay, show me a snap. Okay. That's neat. And how about this one right here? This is a fairly new invention. In fact, it's so new it still has a patent number on it. What is the patent number on that?
4,150,464.
You know, it's a lot of fun when you look at something that's fairly new, a new invention, to look for the patent number, and you can get a rough idea of how old it is. Right now, the U.S. Patent Office is issuing patents around 5,500,000, somewhere around that. So 4,100,000 means that it was issued about 14 years ago, because we're doing about 100,000 patents every year. Since 1790, the United States has issued 5.5 million. So this was probably, what, back in the late 70s or early 80s that patent was issued. So zippers and other fasteners are one thing that's common to all book bags. What else have you found?
Different types of fabric.
Okay, what kind of fabrics?
Plastic.
Plastic?
Leather.
Leather, some sort of a natural fabric. So lots of different materials you can use. And the shapes are all different too, aren't they?
Yeah.
And what else do we have that is different and the same about all these bags?
Straps.
The straps. A lot of them are for your back. And do people wear them on their backs with both arms through, or do they just put them on one arm through? I wonder if somebody could invent a backpack, a book bag that only had one arm. Would that be better? Of course, you'd have to know what arm they're going to use. What else do they have to hold up the book bags? Handles? Okay. So here's a different one, isn't it? This one, you just drop the bags in. It's a tote bag. That's pretty simple. So,
Hook around your waist.
all right. That's pretty neat. So in designing book bags, people have come up with many, many different solutions to the problem of how you carry your stuff to school. And they've varied the material and probably invented some new materials. They've varied the closure system, zippers, buttons, clasps of all types. They've varied the strap system. So lots of variability in something as simple as a book bag. Now, when you go to school, you put stuff in the book bag. What's in that book bag there?
Yeah.
Rulers.
Rulers, you need one of those.
Books.
Books. Well, that's a neat thing. And books are an invention that have been around since the mid-1400s. And a calculator.
CDs.
Yeah, I wonder if CDs are the books of the future. Do you think that by the time you go to college that you won't carry those, you'll carry these? Maybe you can use one of those real small book bags then. You think? What else do we have? What is that?
I don't know.
This is an old-style calculator. It's not really a calculator. It's a way of keeping track of numbers. It's an abacus, and it's used in the Orient. And people who really are good with this are probably faster than you could be with an electronic calculator in doing addition and subtraction. I think it probably takes a little bit longer in multiplication, but for addition and subtraction, that's pretty fast, and you'll still find lots of people in the world using that. We don't use it so much, though, do we? We use this kind of calculator.
Look at this old computer.
This old computer, that is old, isn't it? This is an old, I think it's a 286, which a few years ago was a pretty neat machine, and now it is pretty old. Well, we're going to do to this old 286 computer something that we really like to do here, and you'll have to come back in a minute to see what that is. We're back. Here's what we really love to do at the Idea Factory. We love to take things apart to find out how they work, to see what's on the inside. This old computer was donated to us by our friends at Protosource Computers. Why don't we give it to the Wrecking Crew, and they'll take it apart and see what's on the inside. Who would like to be in the Wrecking Crew today?
I do.
All right, come on over. Come on. And here's a helmet. The helmet's really for fun, but safety glasses are really important, and we want you each to have a pair of safety goggles. The others are in our refrigerator with all the tools, and you'll find all the tools in there that you'll need. Before you take it apart, we want to go over the rules of the Wrecking Crew. You'll notice that this machine doesn't have an electrical plug. That's already gone. If it hadn't been taken off already, we'd cut off the end just to make sure nobody accidentally plugged it in while you were trying to take it apart. So the rules of take apart or the Wrecking Crew are, first off, always ask the owner. And the owner gave this to us, so we're okay to go ahead. And when you're taking something apart, always wear your eye protection, because there are things in there that could spring out and hit you, and we don't want anybody to have an eye injury. Also, whenever you're dealing with an electrical appliance, ask an adult to help, just to make sure it's safe. And we know what's on the inside of this. We'll remove the electrical cord, so it's okay to take this apart. And last, whenever you're using a sharp object like a screwdriver, always push it away from you, never point it toward you, because we don't want you to stick the screwdriver in your hand. So remember those 4 rules. The tools are over there in the refrigerator, and you guys can have a lot of fun taking this old computer apart. All right? All right, go get some tools and get started. While the Wrecking Crew is taking apart this old computer to see what's on the inside, let's look in on someone who, right here in Fresno, puts computers together. Evincio, would you call up Angelo on our Idea Vision, please?
No problem, Ed.
Hi, Ed. We're here at the Computer Warehouse in Fresno with Ben Kaiser, where they assemble computers. Is that right, Ben?
That's correct, Angelo. If you like, I could put one together right now for you.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Wow. Now if I could only learn to use one that quickly.
Thank you, Angelo. You know, we try to have our guests at the Idea Factory invent something on every show. And
We
today...
have to invent a computer?
No, we're not going to invent a computer. That would take months and months of time. Computer companies even take years to invent a new computer. What I'd like to do today is have you all invent a new book bag.
Wow, that's much better. We can do that.
Good. I want you to think of all the features that are especially important that you'd like to see in a book bag and put them in your new inventions and make a mock-up. Now, a mock-up isn't just like the finished bag. It's not going to look this nice, because the idea of a mock-up is to build it as quickly as you can to find out what all the problems are. So you build it quickly, try it, and make changes to it. So you don't want to waste a lot of time putting fancy finishing touches on it. Just do it real quickly and give it a try.
Well, let's get started.
All right. I bet you can do a super job. We'll check back with you a little bit later on.
Hey, Glow, why would anyone want to make a book bag?
What do you mean, Dim? Kids need something to carry their books to school.
Yeah, but they don't have bulb bags. They need a bulb bag to carry all us good-looking bulbs like me to school. You see, a bulb bag could be like round and bigger on the top and skinny on the
You have to wonder about that Dim, don't you?
Maybe we set his voltage too high. When we come back, we'll show you another way to come up with ideas. The Idea Factory will be right back.
We'll be right back.
Right. You're just in time to watch us come up with some ideas in a different kind of way, but a way that is sure a lot of fun.
What problem will we tackle today?
Let's come up with some new ideas for book bags. We'll come up with a whole bunch of different ideas, and maybe we could use that to invent a new book bag. What we'll do is we'll draw a story.
Don't you mean write a story?
No, we're going to draw a story. Get some paper and a pen, and that's set up here on the refrigerator, and we'll give it a try. What we'll do is we'll use both parts of our brain, the drawing part and the storytelling part, and we'll do a story. Now, when you do it, everybody take one turn and a separate piece of paper. I'm going to show you an example for just a few seconds, all right? Here's my story. Here's my book bag, and it looks kind of funny. There's a zipper on it and some straps on the other side. And here I am, nifty-looking guy with my book bag, and I'm walking home from school, and what should appear but the most ferocious-looking bear you've ever seen, and the bear has on his hand real sharp claws, and I run because the bear's chasing me now, and I see a big tree, and I jump up in the tree, and I hold on for dear life, and the bear is clawing at me, and there I am up in the tree with my backpack on, and here's the bear who, fortunately for me, can't climb, and he's down here. He's scratching at my backpack, trying to get at me, but my backpack's so strong he can't get to it. He gets tired, he goes home. I end up going home, and I'm home safe, and everything in my backpack's okay, all right? So there's a real short story. Now, the second part, and here's everybody tells a story, draws a story, and then after you've done that, you think about the backpack and what were the essential components. In this story, it was critical for that backpack to stay on my back, so it needed strong straps, all right? What else did it need? Had the bear clawing at it.
Strong material.
So it had to have real strong material. Anything else you can think of?
Not too heavy.
Not too heavy, so it's fairly light, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to run fast.
Good zipper so your stuff...
That's right. A zipper or another strong fastener. Velcro probably wouldn't do because the bear might have opened that up. Anything else? Okay, we've got 4 ideas for a book bag. Now, when everybody else does the same drawing a story, we'll come up with a whole series of attributes or qualities of book bags. We'll pick the ones we think are most important, maybe the 4 or 5 that we think are most important, and we'll think about those and use those to help us invent a new book bag. All right? So everybody gets a turn, gets a separate piece of paper. Who's going to be first? All right, go to it. There's some paper. Here's a pencil. Have some fun.
He's really close to me. And then I reached into my bag.
Today, I was walking home, pantry, and got some Ziploc bags.
As a float in a parade, someone came up with a paintball machine.
By the straps and soccer practice. And my ball's in my bag.
Look, he comes down from space and his real bag man uses what's the rest of his straps to grab him. Okay.
Long straps.
It's cold. It's got wheels.
It's washable. It's big.
You've got the idea. That's really great. I love the float and the big bulletproof float that's washable. That's neat. Good idea. Now, what I want you to do is you've each done one of these pages, and each one of you have drawn a story and come up with, in this case, 4 qualities or attributes of a book bag. Look through all your lists and come up with the 4 or 5 most important attributes. Most important in the sense of you want to invent a new book bag. And make one list, and we'll come back in a few minutes and check on you and see how you're doing, okay?
Okay.
All right, go to it.
I'll get that.
Aha! Look here. I'm doing some serious research. I'm at Gottschalk's where they have a lot of backpacks for sale. Wow! Are there lots of them? Ah, nice material. Excellent stitching.
Angelo, that's market research. Good inventors always know what other products are on the market. You can get some of your best ideas from other people's designs.
You mean you steal their ideas?
No, that might be illegal. If, for example, they have a patent on their design, that would be illegal. But what you do is you look at their design and see what ideas you can get from that. You springboard from their ideas to new ideas of your own.
Angelo's an idea thief?
No, Angelo's doing market research.
Hey, Glow, I want to find out who Angelo's tailor is. I'd look good in those duds.
I think the only apparel you need is a 250-watt hat.
Oh, no, that would be too big for me. You couldn't see me under a hat that big.
Exactly, Dim. Exactly.
Don't go away. The wrecking crew will do their stuff.
How's the wrecking crew coming?
We're doing good.
Great.
Looks like you got to the part. Before you show me what you found, I wanted to show you this. Before there were calculators and computers, when I was a student, way back in the dark ages, we used to carry around slide rules, and we'd use these to multiply and divide numbers. For example, if I wanted to multiply 2 times 2, I'd get 4, or 2 times 3 would be 6. So it's a nifty little way of doing the same thing that a calculator does, all right? So you probably don't see those anymore, but that's a slide rule. What did you find in the computer?
We found the hard drive.
The hard drive. Now that's a neat looking device, isn't it? What does it remind you of?
A CD. Or a record player.
And you know who invented the record player?
Edison.
Thomas Edison. All right. I do not know who invented the hard drive, but I should know that. He's a very famous guy. So this device here can reach out to all the different bits of data and pick them up as this wheel spins. That's pretty neat. What else did you find?
A floppy drive.
The floppy drive. And where does the floppy go?
Right there.
So is this right side up? This is upside down. Floppy goes in there, and then you lock the door, and when you lock the door, you can watch it right here, it clamps down and holds it in place. And here's the part that spins. Kind of a neat machine, isn't it? Something that spins around fast and reads the data or writes the data onto the floppy disk. Okay, what else?
This is a circuit board.
That's a circuit board, and boy, that gets complex in a hurry, doesn't it? There are thousands and thousands of parts in these integrated circuits and all the other little things. Not much we can do with that, unfortunately. Okay, what else?
We have the power supply.
Okay, the power supply. Here's where the 110 volt, the household current comes in. And you know what this is? Transformer, that's right. And so it transforms the electrical power into the different voltages that the computer needs. So if your power supply goes bad, you just take this out and put in a new one. Just like if your floppy drive goes bad, you open up the computer and take it out and put in a brand new one. So most computer repairs are actually pretty simple. You can do them yourself once you know what the parts are. Have you found anything else in here?
Motherboard.
The motherboard.
Okay, that's the heart of the computer. And can we get that out?
Yeah.
I had it out. Yeah, there it is. Okay, with lots of circuits, no moving parts, so it's not a lot of fun to play with, is it? But still, it's pretty impressive to look at. Now, you also took apart this calculator. What did you find there?
We found it has a mini printer inside.
Okay, so this is the printer, and where's the paper go?
Right here.
Paper goes there, and what drives the paper forward? You need, there it is, okay. So here's the motor, and you can see it spins, and that's got geared and probably hooks up to this set of gears right there, and that drives the paper forward. What else did you find? That's the shell, okay.
And we found the keys that all fell out.
Oh, the keys fall out, okay. Very inexpensive way of making something that works pretty well with this tape on the back of the keys. And what's underneath the keys?
The rubber.
Okay, the rubber, but it's not just rubber, is it? No. It has a conductor on the inside. Now, what does this push on?
These.
Pushes on these. So when the rubber sits something like this, and you push on the button, you push this conductor down, it makes contact there, and it tells it, hey, that's a 5 or a 4 or whatever the right number is. And then it goes into the memory of the calculator. Pretty neat. Boy, you've got both the calculator and this old 286 computer completely apart. You've found all the major components and identified them. That's great. You've done a wonderful job. You know, when you think about computers, there are hundreds and hundreds of inventors who have worked on computers. One of the very first was Herman Hollerith. He invented the first data storage and sorting system using punch cards for the 1890 census. He borrowed the idea from a loom and adapted it for analyzing data. His company eventually merged with 3 other companies to form the world's largest computer company, IBM.
In 1890, it was the time once again for all Americans to stand up and be counted. The 1890 census would be the most comprehensive counting endeavor of the times. It would reflect an emerging America. It would determine revenue allocation, locations of public works, and representation in the U.S. Congress. There was one major problem. In those days, it took almost 8 years to count and compile the millions of census cards of this rapidly growing nation. Herman Hollerith was certain he could improve on this slow, one-at-a-time counting process. He invented a revolutionary punch card system, coupled with a sorter and tabulator that forever changed the compiling of statistics. Hollerith was born in 1860 in Buffalo, New York, to German immigrant parents. At the age of 19, he graduated with distinction from the Columbia School of Mines. He taught mechanical engineering at MIT and later worked for the U.S. Patent Office. Hollerith put his ideas and patents to work for the 1890 census. The results were astounding. His inventions saved $5 million and cut 2 years off the census counting time. In 1896, Hollerith formed the Tabulating Machine Company, and within 20 years, his systems were used for commercial bookkeeping and industrial accounting throughout the world. In 1924, just 5 years before his death, Hollerith's company merged with 3 other firms to become the computer giant IBM. Herman Hollerith's discoveries resulted in the information processing explosion of today.
What have you invented?
Okay, this is the book bag I made.
Okay.
It's got a little pouch inside. You can put basically anything you want.
So this is for small stuff like pencils?
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
And here is the biggest pocket for all of your books and things.
Okay.
And it closes with a drawstring.
Hey, that's pretty neat. You even made a drawstring closure. I like that.
Here is a pouch on the outside, and it zips and
And-
opens like that.
Okay, and you've got a zipper on this, and you've got some straps on the back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty nifty. And you put this together in a very short time. Okay, who has another one?
We do.
Okay, what do you have?
This is our OM tote bag.
All right.
It has a large pouch in the back for books and such things as lunch and all other things. Has a small pencil, candy, ruler, Pez dispenser
All right.
pouch in the front.
And not just any Pez dispenser, I'll
it's
point out.
Batman
All right,
Pez
good.
Dispenser. Have a kind of a medium pocket in the front for calculators, and if you have too many pencils, you can put pencils in here and anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And in the front, you just have a multi-purpose little bag that you just put anything you want.
Friends can slip notes in there for you or something. Okay.
Anything.
Good. Now, how do you carry that? Did you come up with a way?
You just kind of throw it over your shoulder.
Great. Okay. And we have a third one?
This is for, like, when you have your bag on your back, you don't want to have to take it off and get stuff out of the back.
So that's
we just
neat.
put these things on the shoulder straps,
Mhm.
so you can just put lipstick or...
And change or something else. That's neat. Let's check with our Imagineering crew. In our quest to come up with a perfect book bag, they've come up with some neat ideas for something really different. What do you have right there? You got bulletproof?
Yeah.
And what else?
Big.
Big. How big is good?
Big enough to carry a computer.
A computer, okay. And now the computer is carried in the bag, or is that part of the bag?
It's part of the bag.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a book bag produced that has a computer built into it. Strong materials, strong strap because you don't want the thing falling apart. Have you ever had a strap break or fall apart?
I have.
Have you? Okay. Easy access to stuff, so you can open it up easily. And you want it fairly light because you don't want to be carrying something too heavy. Well, you've come up with a good list of stuff, but the computer, I think that's a nifty idea. And you're going to think some more about that. That might be an idea for the next generation of book bags. Maybe you all have come up with the idea for 1996 book bag. Very good. If we were a book bag company, we would use Angelo's market research to tell us what other companies have thought of, would use our in-house Imagineering group to come up with ideas, and we have our own Bet You Can crew building mock-up models to try out. And we did all that today on today's show. You can do that at home or at school, and in just a few minutes, really, you can come up with a new invention. Now, we're at the end of our show. We want to see if anyone has written in, so we'll open our mailbox, I don't know why that's in there, and see if we have any letters today. Dear Ed, I love the show. I wish I could see more of the Bright Guys. There's a neat drawing here, too. I like the drawing. You could give me a little more hair, whoever drew that. I think a good invention would be a rocket-powered tricycle. Okay, I like that, too. Dear Idea Factory, I like your show. I learned a lot about different kinds of pumps. I liked the drill pump the best. That was from our show last month. Dear Idea Factory, I love your show. I think you should do a show on the great inventions of the past 100 years. Drop us a line for the next show. Here's our address.
Write to the Idea Factory and get a KFSN TV patent. Our address is 1777 G Street, Fresno, California, 93706. Or use email by typing ABC Stations and find KFSN TV. I'm going to write Ed a letter.
Ooh, I'd like to see that, Dim.
I'm going to give him all my good ideas.
Ooh, that'll be a short letter.
Next month, we're going to invent some flying things, just in time for Halloween. Be sure to catch the Idea Factory next time, only on KFSN Channel 30. Remember, you really are an inventor. Fill up your own Idea Factory this month with inventions for flying things.
Can we check out Mr. Pendulum's cookie jar? All this inventing's made me hungry.
Me too. Let's see if he has a really inventive recipe.
Nothing too creative, I hope.
Nope, just good old cookies.
All right, pass around. Good inventing today. You all did well.